Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning, all.
See you.
Well, midnight for me anyway.
Dennis is on his way to Dodge City, I think, with family. Anyway, Shannon's here this morning, so we've got the rest of the globe covered besides the panhandle of Oklahoma.
Got the West Coast.
Yeah. Hey, Steve, why don't you tell us who's here in chat?
Okay, well, let's see. Heath, yeah, you missed the show. Sorry. We're just going to say goodbye to everybody.
Is that troublesome, Heath?
Yeah. Have a nice week, guys. Yep, you missed the show. Oh,
nah, excuses.
All righty, let's start. We got Rob T-Mac. Morning, Rob. JD, Grandpa Rails, Mr. Anderson, Steve Howard, John Tanzillo, my buddy Bernard. And we got Tammy from Mom and Son Trains Rail Fan. Boy, you got a heck of a train room. Oh, let's see. Lynn McCurdy, morning, Lynn. Schuylkill River Valley. John Mark Pruitt. Dave Todd. Hey, Dave, how are you? Ray Bertelson. Gerald Stewart. Morning, Gerald. Let's see. I don't know. Did I miss? I know there's more here. Come on. Did I say Lynn McCurdy? I don't think I
you
said
got
Lynn.
Yeah.
Anyway, good morning, guys.
Good morning, guys. Good to see everybody. Yeah. Anyway,
Good morning, Al.
we were talking geology before the show. So
a little bit.
Steve had a rock that he wanted Bill to comment on, so we were talking geology. So if you got any geology questions, Bill's all warmed up.
Oh yeah, it was fun. I love geology.
And I know a little bit. Not as much as Bill, but I know a little bit enough to
get in trouble.
As I say to the guys this morning, went camping for 4 days. Only got back 2 days ago when we're down by a riverbed. I was teaching my boys to, look for rocks with granite seams, and ended up prospecting some gold flakes for the boys. So they were quite excited about that.
Yeah. The only rocks I know about are the ones in my head. So
how old are your
I'm not much help on geology.
Shannon, how old are your kids?
10, 5, 3, 1, and 4 months.
You just had another one?
Jeez.
Shannon, we can tell you what causes that, man.
Yeah. They have a cure for it.
No, I didn't mean like I have a 1-year-old and a 4-month-old. The youngest is 1 year and 4 months ish.
Oh, okay. You scared me there for a minute.
I thought you had another one. You said 4 months.
I'm just trying to think. How long ago was 4th of July? Because that's when he was born. He was born 4th of July at what was it? 5 a.m. or 6 a.m.?
Yeah. Well, Shannon, I can tell you this: the older you get, the closer 4th of July was. Wasn't that long ago.
No.
At least when you go camping there again, you're going to be able to probably find more gold.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good spot to go. You get the boys whacking on the rocks, and you're going to make a little chain over time.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is here in Victoria, during the gold rush, obviously, Victoria had a lot of gold where, a lot of the miners literally were getting lumps of gold that they could hold in their hand like that. But a lot of the mine shafts that they abandoned, they have all these granite seams that you can find. And like some of the granite seams you can find are like this wide. But because they were chasing just the big chunks, they weren't chasing the flakes because it wasn't really worth it for them to chase it. All the gold still stuck in that granite is, still there.
Yeah.
So, and like as I was saying to you, there's a guy that I follow on social media.
That sounds cool.
And he prospects four times a week roughly, and every time he goes out, he probably comes home with about minimum $100 worth of gold. So.
Let's see, Shannon, you got 2 kids that could do that. You do that 4 times a week, you make some money there.
Start showing.
Oh yeah,
You
might
know,
have to work, pick my own hours, get to go camping every week.
And to answer your question, Heath, yes, there's a 4th of July in Australia, just like there is in Antarctica or, any place else.
It's July 4th everywhere.
They don't celebrate it like we do here, but it's still the July 4th.
Well, and
that's because there's only one place you can buy fireworks here, which I think they just recently made it illegal to buy fireworks in that one territory. But you have to basically go to ACT, which is Australia's capital territory. But I think they just banned buying fireworks in there too. So if you want to buy fireworks, you have to be a licensed firework operator to do.
I wish they do that here.
Yeah, here too.
It's gotten crazy here. It's illegal to just shoot them in the city, but out in front of our house, it looked like a war zone day after.
They sell them at the grocery store now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a shopping bag that's sitting on the floor behind me of fireworks I bought like 3 years ago. Big stuff that I just haven't felt safe to launch out in the front yard with all of the houses around.
Yeah.
Oh,
I had a mate who used to work for a company that dealt with firework displays and that. And I remember him, another mate of ours, and we went to go shopping for, I think it was Christmas gifts or something. And when we're walking back to the car, he pops his boot open, and we go, What are those 6 duffel bags in there? And he's like, oh crap, I forgot there was fireworks. Luckily we didn't get rear-ended.
Hey Bill, what do they do fireworks in Thailand?
Yeah, they do. It's different. They do not have any imported fireworks for sale that I've seen, but they do have a homegrown method on making their own rockets to launch, and they'll send those up during like funerals and other stuff, not like celebrations. Maybe at the beaches they do. I just haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, as far as did they do a New Year's or anything like that?
Yeah, it'd be like for the New Year's, because I remember some fireworks going up for that in the village, but it's like 3 or 4, and you have to spend a lot to get like even a small little starburst rocket. And it's only for those kind of things. Individually, people just don't do it unless they make their own.
Is their New Year the same as ours, or does it fall on somebody else's?
Kind of a combination. They celebrate, the January 1st is New Year, and they've got parties and all kinds of things. But then also the Lunar New Year, like all of the other Asian cultures.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right, Lynn.
Yeah, no, that's probably why Heath is missing so much hair up top here.
Does he have both hands?
Shannon, you're young still. You got a lot of kids. You're going to be missing a lot of hair too.
Surprisingly, in my family, going bald doesn't actually run in it.
Really?
On my wife's side, it does, but my side, no.
No. Is your dad still alive?
Yeah, I haven't seen him in 12 years.
He's got a big set of full set of hair. Full head of hair.
Last time I checked, last time I saw him, he probably had a stroke 6 months prior.
Okay.
And he's got diabetes, he's got arthritis. He's got a whole bunch of things wrong with him, but no, he's still got all his hair. So,
yeah, I was thinking the same question that Anderson says. So your wife's going bald now? Is that?
Actually, surprisingly, the gene for baldness is carried on the X chromosome, not the Y.
Yeah, I knew that.
So, anyone that's bald, blame your mother.
Mm-hmm. I think it skips a generation too.
Oh, so that's it. My grandfather was bald on my mom's side. All
Yep,
both of mine.
So was my uncle.
Yeah, wow, damn it. Yeah, it's
okay, enough on
I don't mind being bald. It's one less burden to worry about your hair.
Exactly. I wouldn't have to be like Bill and Shannon where I have to stand in front of the mirror for 2 hours every morning.
You don't
Get
know
my
how
hair
much
right.
sleeve you are to your hair. All the work you got to do to it. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
No, I'm lucky. My hair's a bit thick,
like
so
once and twice. That's hard work.
Now you
See
got
what happens when we don't have a topic?
Don't have a
I thought we
topic.
were talking about geology, and then bloody Heath got us onto fireworks because of 4th of July.
And then we got on hair.
It's called Rabbit City Central here.
anyway.
Anyway.
I was on your house in Iowa. Huh?
Well, usually I go. Dennis is my go-to to get the topic back to trains, but he's not here. So
Yeah.
When did you close on your house in Iowa?
Oh, Monday.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Monday. So I sent the check or the bank wire, I guess I would say, to them. So Monday I own the house in Charles City, Iowa, and I'll just show you guys real quick.
Charles City, huh?
Charles City, Iowa. So I've been packing. So I'm getting
Packing your clamps, huh?
packing up. Oh yeah, I got.
So are you going to get a U-Haul or something?
Yes, I'm
There
going
you
to
go.
get a U-Haul and I'll drive it myself out there. So
Got
I've
You
it.
get
got
$1,000 worth of clamps.
everything loose is off of both layouts. So everything that's here is fastened down. So I'm going to leave it. But let's see. It definitely looks bare. Same thing on the end scale. Everything that's loose in most areas is off.
How do you plan on getting them out there?
Carefully.
Like you're going to put them in your U-Haul?
Yeah, they'll fit in a U-Haul. So what I'm going to do is I've got all of the cabinets empty. So I've got box after box after box. You can see all the boxes here. My plan is, and I'm going to take my little workstations that I've got here. My plan is I will get a 20-foot U-Haul and also a trailer to pull my Jeep. I will, and I'm using uniform boxes for the most part. I've got like 40 of these. I'm going to probably get more for inside stuff.
You'll get good packing with that.
I will get good packing, and I will be able to build up in the front of the truck a flat area.
Yeah.
That's where these two layouts are going to go. They're going to sit on top of these boxes when I get them
that's
in.
Smart. That's good. Yeah.
This I'm going to try to get in as it is. I'm going to clamp up and brace up the sides because this is a 2-section layout too, but it's not meant to come apart.
Right.
It's still light. I can manhandle it. I can get it into a U-Haul and then I can pack underneath it.
Yeah.
And then again, all of the miscellaneous stuff here that's odd size will go back over the wheel wells. Like this shop smith will be kind of pressed up to the boxes. I've got clamps and stuff when I was hauling the O scale. I've got stuff. So I already know how I'm going to do it. I got a whole bunch of garden stuff. Furniture will come later because house here is on the market and hasn't sold yet. So we'll leave the furniture.
Right.
And I'll make another load for what I'll take as my chunk at a later point in time. But I've got boxes up there.
Got plenty of stuff to take in that garage.
Yeah, and I'm going to have the skeleton ride shotgun when I go back. That ought to be kind of a boot. I'll take my backdrops out in the shed.
Yeah,
I've got a bunch of stuff.
Now,
So, yeah.
Bill,
Say, Bill, if you watch a lot of those videos where, people build PCs and sell them to like consumers and that, I don't know exactly what it is, but it's basically like a packing bag, and it's got something in it that you crack open inside it, and when those two chemicals mix, it actually expands. Yeah, it becomes foam. I reckon you should try and find some of those to kind of put over it to kind of flatten the top of the layout, so that way it's got some rigidness in structure, and then once you get to the other end, you can just pull them apart, cut the foam apart, and peel it away.
I could do that. It's too much work.
So, what's going to happen?
It would work, but I'm just going to, I
the
just
worst.
Get them in. Again, this layout, if I can show.
Bill, you're planning on
It's
keeping
like-
the N scale, aren't you?
Yeah, the end scale is going to go with me too. I'm going
Good.
to, if at all possible, I'm going to get it into the truck. So end scale will be the first thing that goes into the truck once I get it here. I can pack stuff up and underneath. Then I'll build a nice bench work, in a sense, out of boxes for the 2 HO scale pieces, because again, you know, they lift right off of the legs, and I can manhandle them to get them in. And then the legs fold up into a small thing that I can tuck under my arm and carry. So I can get the layouts there, I think, in reasonably good shape that I won't have major rework necessary once I arrive.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
your N
so-
scale and I go way back, man. You were an inspiration when I started this mess because I found you on YouTube and I saw your layout and I was like, man, that is cool.
So
Yeah.
just to clear something up, Happy Valley asked where you're moving to. It's a 2-part question, really, a 2-part answer. I mean, tell them where your 2 parts are moving to.
Well, yeah, they'll all go to Iowa for this. You know,
I mean, he's going to Iowa. I guess he doesn't know that you're moving to Iowa for part of the year and part of the year in Thailand.
part of the year in Thailand. So yeah, so all of the big stuff will go to Iowa, since I'm going to have a space in a garage that's bigger than what I've got now, which is nice. And then I've got a whole bunch of, well, I bought a whole bunch of N scale track at Caboose Stop Hobbies when I was there, you know, a week and a half back. So instead of taking HO stuff, I'm going to take N scale stuff with me to Thailand. I can just pack more into the suitcase. And I've got a small filing cabinet full of N scale stuff buried back there. And I can figuratively dump it into a suitcase. It's got engines, cars, more track, buildings, so that I can do some N scale stuff there, because the building, the house really is what it is. It's still under construction. And I forgot to send Claude a picture of it here this morning so you guys could see it. But it's looking good. They've got the skim coat.
So you plan on taking N scale back to Thailand?
Not the train. This N scale will go.
No, but you're going to take some N scale, build N scale in Thailand.
Yeah, because I got a good deal on a box N scale sectional track at Caboose Stop Hobbies. And then the other Jerry, who I'm working on the layout for, gave me like, I think it's probably 25 sticks of N scale flex track that he it's not going to use because he's got his layout.
That's plenty.
I
How's
can
Jerry
take that
doing?
stuff back, and I think I can do an N scale pretty easy. And now that I've got this really nice garage, that changed my way of thinking, because then I can keep the HO and I could build onto the HO scale and still do what I want there. I'll be able to do a layer where I can do an O scale in the garage there. Got a nice basement there that's partially finished, so maybe an ON 30 can go into the basement and look like furniture, near the fireplace. I've got worlds of options right now.
It's going to end up being a model train museum.
That's probably when I croak. It's probably, kids are going to be like, "What the hell is Dad doing?"
Yeah. I was going to say, if you're taking N scale to Thailand, it might be worth you taking into consideration, like with what the guys do with T-Tracks or Fremo and that, and just do modular sections, so that way you can start off small, build onto it, and then, depending on what you're doing, or if you want to change it up a bit, you can just swap modules around or whatever.
Yeah, that's something that I have been considering. I know I've been talking on here, wherever I build the layout, I'm going to get a room at either the old house or part of the new. It's going to be a Gilligan's Island theme type layout but I'm thinking, because there's so many insects that really love to devour wood in Thailand, that I'm going to use metal tube stock to build the frame, the bench work for the layout. It'll just be easier. I have to practice my welding skills, but when I go back, I'm going to buy a welder. I'll buy a grinder, cut off saw, all the kind of fun stuff so I can practice. But I'll build a framework out of metal, and then I'm going to use bamboo to kind of cover everything, as well as bamboo decorations for the walls and the palm leaves for like skirting around the layout. But it will be probably like like you said, it's going to probably end up being modular so that I can take it apart and move it. Because I'm sure that I'll want to change things up once I get things moving, or take something that's small, like what a lot of modelers do, and then expand it later as I get more ideas and more materials. The sky's the limit. It'll be fun.
Bill, Daniel Banks wants to know if you're familiar with Gary Beatty and his crew. I've not heard of him.
Name is not familiar. No. Yeah. Who is he? And who's his crew?
Yeah, Daniel, if he's got a link to the YouTube channel or something, put it in the chat. I'm not familiar with him. I don't know who he is.
Don't look at me. I've been living under a rock for too long.
Yeah, I don't have any idea who that is. But anyway, yeah. New stuff is always good to find. Yeah. So if he's got a link to some kind of page, put it in the chat.
Oh yeah, it's Dwight Curley's birthday. Happy birthday, Dwight.
Happy birthday, Dwight.
Hey, happy birthday, Dwight.
And Anderson says, Bill, hey, on your way to Thailand, you could fly through Tokyo, have a 10-hour layover, and you can get cheaper in-scale stuff on your way.
That's possible. I'm going to fly cheap. And I think the way I'm looking, that if I fly back from Iowa, it actually will go Chicago to Tokyo is one of the cheaper options. And I could go back to Kato just like I did last year, and I could buy some more because I've still got some of the. Actually, I've got a whole bunch of Kato I got to dig out that I bought in Japan. I think I showed that last year, and then I've got a whole bunch of stuff that I bought when I was in Germany work that I could take as well, so I can have a beer train running on tracks in Thailand. That would be kind of cool.
There's nothing cheaper than the stuff you got. That way you don't have to buy nothing.
That's true. And I've got all kinds of stuff that I don't have to buy.
Yeah. You always fly down to Victoria and see Shannon and check out their train world.
Eventually, who knows? I could use Bangkok as a jump point and go. It's still a long flight, but it's definitely a lot closer than from flying from here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the other advantage is the American dollar against the Aussie dollar. We're getting customers from the States buying American rolling stock and locomotives because it's cheaper to buy from us than to buy direct from American shops, just because of the price hikes that is happening around the world.
Yeah, but like shipping it would be a fortune, wouldn't it?
You would think so, but it's actually cheaper for us to send stuff to the States than it is for us to get stuff out of the States.
I know, but it's got to be if it costs $15 to ship something, say from a hobby shop in, I don't know, Colorado, and what's it going to cost to ship something from Australia?
I'll tell you in 2 seconds. Give us a second.
It's got to be more. But maybe
the thing is, if you're shipping from here to Australia, you're probably going a U.S. carrier of some kind.
Yeah. So
it's going to be more expensive than Shannon shipping stuff to the States. It's going to be. It's not necessarily going to be a U.S. carrier.
So this is the last one I remember. Someone bought, I think it was an Athearn Genesis SD70 ACE, and they wanted us to express post it. I think the express postage was 80 Aussie dollars. So this is express post, insurance, sign and delivery, which at today's current exchange rate is $55.30 postage.
How much?
$55.30 US.
That's a lot of money for shipping.
For express, sign and delivery, and insurance?
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, why do I need an express?
And that's for how many pounds?
2.3 pounds.
I don't know that I would buy
pretty steep.
Comparatively speaking, that's not bad. Like I think we were talking, what was it, last week or the week before, when I sent that one O-scale tree, which is mostly air, to Iowa from Richmond. That was like $24-25 just to ship, and that was standard shipping.
Yeah.
That much money to ship overseas to come to here, really, I don't think it's that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad, but like, say, like if you're buying something and it's $20, it costs $55 to ship it. I mean, it's great if it's something you can't get here, and that you're the only spot to get it. Then that's what it is, right?
Yeah, it all depends on how much and what you're getting, to whether or not it's worth it.
Well, the other thing as well is, like, you know, obviously, like with Athen, Walthers, what are some of the other larger brands in America? I can't think now.
You guys just have train stuff, nothing else, right?
Nothing else. We got Walthers kits, Athen locos, Athen rolling stock Walthers.
Right. What's your website?
Trainworld.net.au.
Who?
Trainworld.net.au.
Okay.
So, but yeah, no, like we have a lot of American customers that buy from us.
Sure you do, yeah.
I'm just trying to. I remember at one point, I don't know how true it is or not, but I remember at one point, I think a supplier that sold us O-scale Atlas locos 6 months later tried to buy them back because they ran out of stock and people were still ordering.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see what, depending on the economy, we'll see what happens. Like, prices are going up, cost of living's going up, so.
Yeah.
But no, it's actually quite interesting, like some of the price differences going backwards and forwards with what something's worth over in the States versus what we got it and what we're selling it for, and then with the exchange rates, when it goes back over. Yeah, as I said, a lot of Americans actually do buy from us because they do end up saving money thanks to the exchange rate.
Yeah. Yeah, Daniel Banks, you can't post links. We can't see the link that you posted.
Yeah, but yeah, as I said, like, you know, $55 US for express postage. So you order it from us, get it sent express.
Does it have to
see it in
express?
3 days?
But does it have to come express?
Well, here's the dumb thing. The difference between standard post and express post for us to send to the States is probably $4.80 difference in price.
Yeah.
Hey, Daniel, leave a space in the middle of the link, any place in the middle of the link, and it should show.
Oh, okay.
I would think. If not, leave the .com off if it's a .com.
What link's he trying to post?
He's trying to do a Facebook post, I think. But because he's in the chat, it's the rules are a little different than if we post it.
Yeah.
I think that's what the problem is.
But yeah, like, things are weird with postage and things going backwards and forwards.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, even selling to the UK, same deal. Like we sell, we sell stuff back to the UK because, again, the British pound, compared to the Australian dollar, is that much stronger. So
that's for Bill. Can you read it, Bill?
I can read it. Anything really cool in Thailand that can be added to your Godzilla layout.
Is Godzilla popular over there, you think?
No.
See, the thing is, I read that, and if I was in Bill's shoes, I'll go, bugger doing N scale, I'll do O scale, I'll buy a Godzilla outfit, I'll build the layout, get all the trains running, and then destroy it in my Godzilla outfit.
Well, you have to stand in the layout and kick it around like they did in the movie.
Yeah, could do something a little different, but it wouldn't be rated for kids. It would be like have Thomas the Train tank engine running around and Godzilla stomp him and.
Yep.
Hey, Daniel
But,
Banks.
maybe, Bill, when you stop in Japan on one of your legs or something, maybe you can find one there, because I'm sure you can find a Godzilla in Japan.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure if I look online, I could probably find a Godzilla costume. It's an interesting idea, and it'd be fun to get like a little figure of Godzilla and sort of hide in there, let kids look at it in the future. But
Yeah.
kind of like with Shannon with the bears. The bears are going to get him one of these.
Oh, the bloody bears! Jesus Christ! I forgot about the bears.
Well, somebody's got to keep him in line.
Oh, in saying that, Bill, I was telling my manager when I was last on here about how your layout's going to the
Virginia Transportation Museum.
Yes. So he's planning a trip to the States with his dad, and he's actually going to be stopping off at the museum. And I said, "Oh,
Good.
Bill's layout might actually be in there by the time you get there."
Yeah, I would hope so. It should be. They should be putting it on display at some point in time in the near future. They just had to put plexiglass around it to keep little fingers off of the detail stuff. I haven't heard.
Well, I think my manager's planning to go in. I think it was like March or something.
Oh yeah, it should be on display by that point in time.
Yeah,
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, and I tried to tell him Steve's happy to host him and the old man, but yeah, he didn't really say anything. So,
well, my wife thanks you.
Yeah, actually, in saying that, Steve, he's actually so because he's been posting up on his Facebook, he's taking. I can't remember what the train is called now, but it's the old California Zephyr route from west to east.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, he'll love that.
Yeah, he was actually asking a few days ago. He's like, "What's better? Should I get a sleeper car or a room?"
Yeah.
Yes. Don't go coach.
You're traveling that far. You want to get a sleeper? Spend the money. Don't go coach.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If you go coach, by the time because you have to pay for your food on coach, so by the time you pay for your food and all that, you might as well get a sleeper.
Yeah, because it's what, 2.5 day trip or 3 days?
Yeah, 3.
About 2.5.
Yeah, I think his plan is they land at LAX. I think they're going to make their way to wherever they have to catch the train, go to the west, hire a car, and then drive from east back to west, going through as many museums as they can.
Oh, jeez, wow!
And my manager said,
How
no
long's
matter
this
what, he's going to see a big boy in person for a second time in his life.
How long's his vacation?
2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, he's got plenty of time.
Yeah, go sleeper car.
Oh, that's right. He's actually I don't know if he's going to Cumbers and Toltec or Rio Grande to go see the railway.
Well, if he's going through Colorado, there's a lot of places to go see.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's one in Denver. The Model Railroad Museum is just north of Denver and Greeley.
No, I think he's actually going to catch the actual train.
Oh, he's gonna travel through. Okay, if he's on the train, yeah, that's a different matter.
Yeah, I think I can't remember if he's going to ride Cumbers and Toltec or Rio Grande, but I think he said he's going to do one of them.
Yeah, Cumbers and Toltec runs from between Antonito, Colorado, and Chama, New Mexico.
Is he traveling with family?
Just his dad.
Okay, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
And you can catch the train in either one and do a round trip. Well, not a round trip. It goes one way, and then they bus you back to your original location, so you don't have to, try to logistically have somebody meet you or anything on the other end.
Yes.
I would suggest going from Chama north to Colorado. That's a better trip, I think, because you're uphill most of the way. If you come back the other way, you're going down a 4% grade, so they're under brake all the way. It's a different train ride coming back.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't hear any of the K classes under power, under load.
Yeah.
You know, all you'd get is just the hissing and the brake cylinders constantly pumping and the screeching.
Yeah. And Durango Silverton's the same way, although you can do a round trip on the train both ways, but it's mainly uphill to Silverton and downhill back the other way, mostly. But the problem with the Durango Silverton now is you might want to check, and you got to get your tickets so far in advance. You might want to check to see if they're even going to be running steam or not, because they've got the diesels now, and they've been running those a lot. So
that'd be a big disappointment come all that way.
Oh, it would be. Yeah. It just makes me sick if they're doing that. But
yeah, no, what number was it? I think it was 493 or 494. I saw a photo of it, and it was on an abandoned bit of track. And yeah, the paint on the cab, around the outer firebox, the tender, which is, and the corrosion. I was like, what the hell happened? 12 months ago, this thing was, polished, black. Insane. I think it might have been one of the last ones converted to oil, though, considering those bushfires that happened a few years ago.
Yeah, they've been converting them all to oil, but they still, during the high fire season, they run a lot of the diesel. That Alco 420, which shoots fire 3-4 feet off the stack when it's
they Alco start more fires than steam engines.
Yeah, it makes no sense to me at all that they did that. And it just kills it kills the trip. I've not ridden behind one, but we were in Silverton. We went down to see the steam train come in, and here it's one of the Alcos coming in. And they're loud and ugly, and it's just not the same. The steam trains are so much better especially for a short trip like that.
Yeah, like he's got a few mates in America that he's said to me that he's gone to and has gone, right, I'm coming to America on these dates, planning me a trip.
Well, Mike says steam will still run. Well, I knew they'd still run, but he said when you buy tickets, you choose motive power. I can't imagine anybody choosing the diesels, but the whole reason for going up there is a steam train.
Well, I guess if they're converting to oil burning, because there's not going to be any cinders or anything.
Yeah, you would think it'd be much better, but
I don't know the number, but the last one was converted to oil. There's no more coal.
Yeah,
and they're doing the same thing in Chama.
They're all converted.
The one in Chama's getting moved to oil mainly for economics, because it's getting so expensive to get the coal to Chama for the trains. So that's one reason they're changing over, but the other's for the fire hazard too. Yeah,
because I know here in obviously in Victoria we have fire season too during the summer months. But there's a Hudson that we have that burns oil, and I think there's been a couple of days where the fire warnings were questionable, whether it's going to be a fire ban day or not. Thankfully it wasn't, but yeah, like they still ran the train where the ones that were burning coal, they were kind of going, you know what, we'll just not use the coal loco because, like it's pretty close to a fire ban day, and we don't want to spark any issues with the vegetation and stuff.
Gerald says 481 sitting in the Durango Silverton yard awaiting conversion to oil.
Yeah, I thought they
so that's a link that Daniel Banks sent me. I guess it's about that guy.
Okay.
Thunder Mesa Studios.
Oh, is that who that is?
Yeah.
I know Thunder Mesa. Yeah. I just didn't know that was his name.
I better check this guy out. I don't know this guy from Barra Soap.
Yeah, he does really nice work.
Bloody autoplays.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if they're going to go driving back through Colorado, Nevada, some of those places, they'll find lots of railroad stuff to go see.
Yeah.
Lots and lots.
Yeah, no, a couple of the mates I think my manager has in the States. I think one or two actually work for a couple of the railroads.
So Steve 87 said something about the Cass. Is Cass open in the wintertime?
I don't know. I've not been there.
Yeah, I've not been there. Is Cass Railroad open in like March, February? Is that when he's going? March, February?
I'd have to double check. Hang on, let me see if I can work it out. It won't take me too long. Because I said he's been posting what he's been planning and whatnot.
Yeah. Is he coming to Pennsylvania? To see horseshoe.
I would think he'd be going.
Okay, he lands at.
Maybe he wants to see Horseshoe Curve. I don't know.
There's a lot in Pennsylvania to look at.
Yeah.
There we go. He's catching a train from LAX to Chicago with Amtrak. Southwest Chief, April 29, 2025.
April. Okay, that's a good time.
Oh, he's going the south route then. Okay, it's not the California Zephyr part of it then.
Yeah.
That would have been more the Steve. What was that?
That's right. It's
Super
called the
Chief.
Southwest
That's the
Chief.
Super Chief route, wasn't it?
Where from
From LA to Chicago.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought it was the California Zephyr route.
We did LA
to
to Fort Worth,
Yeah.
but I don't remember what that train was called.
Come
That's
on,
me
Mark.
getting one silver train confused with another silver train.
You see what
No,
Mark
there's
said?
no-
When you change colors, you go, oh, it's a silver train. What should we call it? Oh, we'll call it this. We'll call it that. But they're the same train.
No, the Zephyr ran from the Bay Area to Salt Lake City and Chicago that way over the
Yeah.
Sierra Nevadas.
Went through the.
I mean, sorry, the
tunnel.
Feather River Canyon.
There's some good railroad history in Pennsylvania, Mark.
Actually, if it wasn't for Pennsylvania, the railroads would have almost ceased, considering, what's the word? Availability of resources to build rolling stock and that.
Yeah, I don't know, but
Well, from what I've vaguely learned with Pennsylvania, because they had their own workshops, a lot of the box cars and wagons that they actually hired out to other railroads to, help ship goods from one end of the country to the other.
right. Yeah. I don't know. It's a lot of history here.
Yeah.
Steve.
Yeah, he's
He's
good
going
with
to Union Station in LA.
he's good with Amtrak as long as they don't break down.
Yeah, that's the other problem is going Amtrak.
Yeah, they break down.
Yeah, too bad he couldn't have ridden one of the old main railroads passenger lines, because that was the pride of each of their fleets, and they did them right.
See, that's what's nice about foreign countries, compared to the United States and the railroads, like in Germany, Spain, and Italy, and even Thailand, dedicated tracks for passenger trains. There's other tracks nearby that are dedicated for freight. You've got a passenger train, it runs and it arrives within like a minute of its scheduled time. It's so different than how it is here now.
The one good thing about going from the west to the east, or the vice versa, I guess, is it's going to be on freight train traffic, freight train trackage. So the freight train people will come out and rescue Amtrak if they need be, because they don't want to tie up their railroad. That's about the only good thing.
So it's a little bit different here in Australia. There's a couple of suburban routes that freight trains do have to run down, but they have to work around the suburban passenger system, so they don't have right of way.
Right.
Whereas in America, I think it's the other way around. Passenger trains have to give right of way to freight.
Yeah. Amtrak is something that the Class 1 railroads just have to deal with.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, the other thing is you guys are allowed to go, what's the speed limit on your main lines? Like 100 mile or something?
Freights are 70. I think
Yeah, I think around
Amtrak can
70.
90.
Right.
Yeah. Amtrak depends. I know on the Northeast Corridor, Jerry, they run 100 plus out there.
Yeah, they run like Northeast Corridor. They'll run like 125, 128.
But that's also dedicated right away too.
Yeah, it's dedicated. Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been expanding trackage on that Northeast Corridor, and like from Washington to Richmond, they're still under construction, and hopefully, because then they're touting, high-speed rail connections between the South and more for the North. So eventually there'll be more dedicated trackage. But anytime now that I ride on Amtrak,
Yeah, going south after Washington, because after,
and like an hour, 2-hour delay, even going from Richmond to Washington, it's just crazy.
Yeah, like after Washington south, things slow down huge.
Yeah. I think from memory, to go north from Victoria to New South Wales, the passenger train, I think the fastest. It's not a big section. Like I know there's a section of track between the states where I think it's at. What's the math? 130 kilometers.
Michael McCardle says the Acellas can reach 160, well 150. The new ones ain't ever going to run, Michael.
Yeah, so the fastest our interstate train goes is 80 miles, but that's as long as the train's running all right, or there's no track work, or the heat hasn't affected the rails, so the rails are starting to buckle a little bit, so that's run at 3/4 speed.
I think like the average Excella speed on the Northeast, I think is like 120. Well, parts of it they can go like 128, 125, something like that. They don't really do 150 anywhere that I know of.
Yeah, no, you'd be lucky to see trains do those speeds here in Australia.
Yeah,
from what I know. So,
well, Mike, the only the only problem with that right there is getting the thing in the airplane to start with.
Yeah.
Actually, that wouldn't be too hard because hang on. Airplane.
Well, you might get a couple of cars in there, but you're not going to get a whole train.
No,
not even in a C5. I've been inside a C5. It's big, but it's trains are still pretty good size.
Anderson says the C-17. No,
C-17 is smaller than a C5.
Definitely, if it's made by Boeing, it won't even carry that much.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's rough.
Yeah.
Oh, you might be lucky with a C5. I mean, a C5 has been used to transport a Chinook.
Transport a what?
A Chinook.
A Chinook. The twin prop.
But a Chinook's not much bigger than a train car.
Yeah, it's not that big.
No.
Yeah, so you won't get a whole train, unless you have 6 C5s back to back, and they all unloaded the train at the same time, and it's somehow midair.
Yeah. Okay. No.
So, Bill, where do you think you will build your layout first?
Probably in Thailand would be the first. Because I'm hoping before the end of October to be back there. I am hoping also to do the move from here, maybe in a little over a week. I'll have everything reasonably set. So I'll do a drive to Iowa. I will dump everything. I got the utilities all set. I got to get internet provided to there. But again, I'm not going to be there. I have a security system. I got a security system. I'll be able to watch the house from Thailand.
Yeah.
But probably to actually build something, it'll be in Thailand.
Well, technically, you could run trains.
Yeah, when I come, I'll spend time in Iowa. Kid here, so in school, so I'll come back here for a while. But probably it won't be until next spring before I even really start to unpack anything that I've got outside of a few basics for the house itself. The trains will stay in the boxes. They'll be in the garage. I got to get the power run. I'm hoping power put in before I leave. So I still got a lot of work to do here. So at the most, I'll get the HO set up, at least on the legs, and the end scale, again, just kind of rolled into place. Because the end scale I got to do work to once I get there. The end scale, I build it, purpose built for this garage. And from one end of the layout to the other end of the layout, the garage floor is down like about 2 inches. So build it so that the layout's level, which means my legs are not going to be level. And if my garage there is level, then the layout's going to be at an angle. So
you just need to.
I'm going to have to cut the legs. I'll put a leg
your legs.
Trim it level before I put anything back on it. So, I got all these things that'll keep me busy for a very long period of time before I even have to unpack kits and other stuff that I've got, up the wazoo.
Why'd everybody go quiet? I'm looking at something. I'm trying to find something. You guys keep going. Well, don't keep going.
Well, they were talking about airplanes, about carrying stuff, and they somebody said something about that Russian plane.
Yeah, that
Russian plane. That Russian plane is the largest plane, but it's not that much bigger than a C-5.
Yeah, but it's no more. It got destroyed.
Yeah.
Isn't there a couple of them though?
Yes, and the smaller one actually flew into Medford a couple of years ago. I got a video of that.
I don't know which one. I caught one flew into Philadelphia.
No, they had I think the Antonov, and I don't remember which one. But
225, I think it is.
Yeah, this one flew into Medford to pick up a Ericsson Sikorsky S-64S that was going to, I think, Japan. I can't remember. It was going someplace, but they flew that plane in there to carry a helicopter out.
Yeah, we had one. The Antonov 225 came into Philadelphia, and I caught it. They put in 2 life flight helicopters into that thing.
Yeah,
from somewhere.
Oh, easily, yeah.
Oh yeah, it was incredible.
You could get to them in a C-5 also, probably in a C-17.
Helicopters are pretty big, but man, they look like little tiny Z-scale things going in there. It was funny. It's interesting to see that thing open up and the whole process. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, we walked in one in a C-5 at an air show here south of town several years ago, and they had the front end opened up, and you could walk up the ramp and walk in, and yeah, it's like walking into an airplane hangar almost.
Yeah. Oh, the landing gear. Yeah, it lowers the nose. The landing gear lowers it down. So
yeah, it's pretty cool to watch it happen.
It is cool.
Sorry, well, we got about 5 minutes left, guys. I wanted to tell everybody we have a Teespring store. You guys may or may not know that. We get merch like shirts and the hats and the coffee cups, that sort of stuff. We've got the profit. I've got the profit turned down pretty low on that so that they're a little more affordable to get if you want to get something. But we did have some money in there from previous purchases that the reason we even started the Teespring store was to be able to get money back to give back to the community. Excuse me. So anyway, we've got some money and we're going to be doing some giveaways in the future, in near future here. So stay tuned for that, and we'll probably be doing gift cards as giveaways. But stay tuned for that. Excuse me, and I apologize. I don't have the link for the store on me. Right, I should have had it here, but I will get that and have it for next week, because I know we tried to put it in the description of the show, and for some reason Facebook, it would screw it up every time and you couldn't get through the link. So that's why in our description it says, if you want something, let us know and we'll get you the link. But I will get that link and have it for next week for sure.
There's no link in the description of the Back on Track channel?
No, I quit putting it in there because every time I put it in, Facebook would screw it up. They would delete. They didn't delete it. They just wouldn't have the whole link on there, so you couldn't get anywhere from it. So it was
and if you tried to click on
it,
it treated it like spam or something. So it's like,
Yeah,
you can't go
and-
to this website.
yeah.
It's too
So-
dangerous. Da, da, da.
So there again, I apologize. I should have had it ready to put in chat, and I don't have it. And it'll take me a minute to find it, or several minutes to find it, I'm sure.
No, we'll just blame Heath.
Say again.
We'll just blame Heath. It's always his fault.
There you go.
That's a good one. It's a good one. Yeah, there we go. Anyway, we got about 3 minutes left, but we will be giving those out here in the near future. So, and we'll probably just do random drawings. We're not going to make it a contest of any kind. All you'll have to do is show up and chat, and we'll put everybody's name in for a couple of weeks, and then do it that way. So, anyway, just stay tuned for that, and we'll have several. We'll probably do several of them. So, because we had more money in there than I thought we had in there.
Yeah.
But we're
And I
going to
will
give it all
keep-
back to the community. So, if you do buy something, that's what the profit money out of that goes to. Anyway,
And I won't be here next week. I have to work. So
you have to work. Okay.
I have to work.
Okay. Well, I shall be here next week, as far as I know, unless I get hit by a bus or something.
No, we don't do
Well,
that.
if that's the case, we'll blame Steve.
Yeah.
Blame you.
Dennis will probably be back next week if he doesn't get shot in Dodge City.
No, it's stabbed. It wasn't a
That's bad.
shooting.
Yeah. That's a long explanation. We'll let Dennis tell you next week about that.
It was Gail's fault.
It was Gail's fault. Yeah. It's pretty funny though. Anyway, yeah, we still got a couple minutes. Anybody got any other questions or anything?
Yeah, I tried to find that Back on Track store, but I can't.
Oh, I don't have it. I don't have it bookmarked for some stupid reason.
Well,
That's what I was looking for, but I know it's not bookmarked on here.
Yeah, bookmark it.
Because it took me a while to get into it the other day. Oh, there's mine. Maybe I can get it from mine.
Hey, Jerry, I look forward to seeing your G-scale layout when that track comes.
Well, I'm not going to work on it right away, Steve.
Why not?
I got other things I'm doing.
Ah,
Come on, you can put it around
on the track. Well, I need more straightaway. I got to collect more straights.
oh, okay.
Call Caboose Stop Hobbies. I think they got some G-scale track.
Do they?
I think they do. Yeah.
I have to call Carell up. Yeah, Teespring should give you the option to search for a store, but they don't. Stupid.
Yeah, I'm not real happy with them. In fact, I think we need to change over. Another thing I'm not real happy with, sometimes the t-shirts you'll get it. And it didn't happen with the Back on Track stuff, but it did happen with my channel stuff. I got it and the t-shirts faded really quick.
Really?
So some of them did, some of them didn't. So that's kind of a bad thing if that happens.
Yes, that's kind of like the bad thing about all those quick printing places.
Okay, here, I think I found it. Here we go. Come on. Store, there we go.
And then once you post it, I'll save it, post it every once in a while.
Oh, let's see. No, that's not going to do it because that's. I don't think. Anyway, we'll try this. We'll try it and see what happens. There we go. Now that says sidetrack /store.creator. That is the one I use to go in and change things and stuff like that. So, don't change anything.
No,
if you want something, I'll have the better link for next week and
if you go on the side there, you can find, all the different apparel, hoodies, pillows.
Yeah, this will show you everything that's available and the cost. And like I said, I've got the cost, chopped down to almost no profit at all.
Yeah.
And that's because we weren't doing it to make money. We were doing it strictly to raise some money to give back.
Trackside beans. So it is. So Claude, let me ask you, and you don't have to say size, but like if you wear a 2X, is it better to get a 3X, or if you wear a 2?
Yeah, I would.
Bigger.
And that's because of the T-shirt manufacturers. It's not because of Teespring or any other print place. It's whoever manufactures the T-shirts. Some of them are much better at sizes. If they're getting them from Southeast Asia, someplace like that, they're running smaller. I know that, but I don't know where they get the shirts from. So at least not right offhand, I don't know. I'd have to go look. So yeah, I expect, especially if you want big. What I'm wearing is a 3X, and it feels more like a 2X. So I would definitely get bigger than what you think you need, because it'll probably shrink a little bit anyway.
Right.
Anyway, we're over time, guys. Thanks for everybody being here.
Have a good week.
Shannon, good to see you again. Bill.
Yep. Yeah, no, it's good to
Good to see you,
be
Jerry
here
and
again.
Steve. Steve, we're going to see you next week.
By the manager for something I said wrong, but.
And everybody in chat, have a good week, and we'll see you back here next week.
Take care.
Later.
Later.
Talk to you guys later.
So yeah.